Hey, it's Jim. It's Saturday, September 9th, 2023, and I'm just making a quick check-in. I did have a little bit of an epiphany last night, and I was thinking about, it's always been confusing for me how the original case article talked about these people were being treated. They had all had tuberculosis, and some of them, only some of them, developed this condition that kind of led into everything else. And so I was like, so what would that be? And so it's the SIADH, the symptoms of inappropriate diuretic hormone. And so, and that's what keeps you from being able to urinate and things like that. And so I asked Claude last night, I said, so can tuberculosis lead to SIADH? And Claude said, yes, up to 5% of people that are infected with SIADH, with tuberculosis, develop SIADH. And so if you think about it, in the early 20th century, they didn't have ways to treat that. And so those people kind of would have gone into a spiral, and then they would have had this everything that I developed prior to when I treated myself. And so that is where this large, so if you think about how many people were getting TB, okay, 5% of them is a very large amount of people. And so they could easily come up with a large number of people to test this treatment on that they did. It finally makes sense for me. I once again, I don't know how this science is lost or why it's been redacted. My name is Jim Craddock. I live, currently in Bixby, Oklahoma. I treated myself in 1995 based upon an article that I found for a condition that I had at the time, and resolved my condition, but gave myself this lifelong iatrogenic condition, which really changes your fundamental physiology in a lot of ways, and is very insidious in that it is basically kind of it evades diagnosis because it involves electrolyte changes in the interstitial space, while electrolyte changes in the circulatory system are maintained the same. And because of all of the things that it does to the body, and I guess the kind of controversialness of it, they have neglected to make any of that science available digitally. And as a result, no doctor that I know of has ever heard of it, or is, and when you don't have clinical signs that they can see, all you have is complaints of pain and different things like that because of everything that's going on in your interstitial spaces, etc. And because inflammatory markers aren't getting lit up, because your system is being controlled such that it won't, the doctors don't know what to do. So, please forward my story. Go back to the very first one where I talk about it, my website. I hope that this brings light to the condition. I'm just going to document every day with a short little blurb like this from now to the end. I feel like that will be relatively soon, weeks, I would guess. As for current symptoms, I once again, I can do all this type of stuff. Yesterday, I tried to just move a brick in the backyard and take a shovel and move some dirt around. And so, rotating my arm out like that goes to a level 10 pain really fast. And it's a muscular pain. And that's because my muscles a long time ago have been attacked by this candidiasis, and they're apoptotic. And so there is no inflammation, so to speak, because they're dead cells. And anyway, now they're slowly, basically, kind of decaying as they get exposed to sugar, and the nerves themselves cause pain as the muscle fibers tear and things like that. So that's where I am today. I've got my next medical appointment is on Monday with my ortho. don't expect a lot there other than to try to kind of pursue the next step, which would be hopefully a muscle biopsy, but I may need to go through my neuro, which I finally have my follow-up appointment with that this week also. And just as a bonus this week, we've got my bone density follow-up from last year when they found that I was osteopenic, which is part of the condition as well. Yeah, that's about it. OU plays today, this evening. Bixby's 2-0. Colorado games on TV right now. And I'm fixing to go to a soccer game. Fixing, that's an Oklahoma thing. I don't know if you know that or not. Anyway, I'm about to go to a soccer game. You know, I'm in as good a spirits as I can be. Evidently there's a lot of traffic getting to the soccer field, so I'm gonna head out pretty quick. But I'll follow up tomorrow, the next day, and that's what I do.